you don't belong in healthcare, you should never pursue healthcare. Matter of fact, if I were you, I'd strongly reconsider your goals.
Wow.
I see what you're trying to do, but it won't be done. I didn't know what to think. I felt like I had just gotten shot with a high power caliber.
Yeah. Right. Shattered dreams.
Shattered dreams.
Double shoulder. Tell you can. You are undeniable.
What's your superpower?
You are undefeatable.
I got goosebumps.
You are the less than 1%. Even when it doubts you, you can't let that get you down.
Your path is your path. Stay committed, stay focused, be disagreeable, optimistic, and relentless.
You are the less than 1%.
All right, welcome to Less Than 1%. You know I don't like long intros, but today I think I've met a kindred spirit. And we tried not to do the podcast. Before the podcast, we made a conscious effort. But Michael Forde, you are, it's funny as I witness, and Jordan knows this about me. I'm constantly looking for people who are trying to make impact. They're just trying to do things they shouldn't do, or they can't do, or someone told them they couldn't do. And I think that I think that you are,
yes, sir.
You're amazing. So I appreciate you coming.
For sure, man.
And by the way, he did confess. He asked for questions. And I told him less than 1% is a vibe. So
right.
Hopefully, so we'll dive right into it. So even 3, 4, 5 months ago, you're in a different position as far as impact and influence now than you were then. What changed?
Consistency has never stopped.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed except for consistency. It's just always continued. For my mindset, it's always been, if someone says, hey, you can't do something, hey, you are not able to do something, hey, you will never be able to do something, I do it. A lot of people told me that, doing the online influencer pathway was going to take up too much of my time. Even though some people did believe in me and said, you have the personality for it, you have the ability to tell those stories and to get people to listen to you, there were others who didn't really enjoy that atmosphere of positivity. And so it's funny how life works. And also, you said in your book, the people that tell you that you can't can sometimes motivate you than the people who tell you that you can, right? And so I took a lot of that and I just you know what Jordan said, it became personal. Became personal to me. And I just said, what if I can be consistent and show up the same way every single day without cease and see what happens? And so even with my social media presence, the first few months, I'm getting some role, I'm getting some impact.
Yeah.
2-3 months in the game, I'm getting even more impact. 4 or 5 months in the game, I'm getting even more impact. And it's so funny because since May of 2025, when I started posting my content on...
Which May 2025, there was only one like, and that was me. I'm kidding.
That's
yeah. Well, it started in May.
I started in May of 2025, and now I'm at 170,000.
It's nuts.
And that's just on Instagram. I started my TikTok. I started, I have my YouTube going. And so this is just a culmination of let's keep going, let's keep moving. But to say that anything has changed, I really can't say anything has changed except for the fact I can tell you what has not changed.
Yes.
And that's been my consistency.
Yeah, I think that's 100%, right? It's sort of like, and I go through this with my kids, with my career, whatever. When people recognize what you're doing, they always think, and I was guilty too in that question, but they always think that you're doing something different. It's just that now you're being recognized or you're being followed or whatever the case may be, but actually the heart and soul of who you are hasn't fundamentally changed.
Right.
You mentioned can't, right? And so we tried to save this one because
I know,
you started
I love
to
it,
talk
though.
about it.
I love it.
So my thing, right? Like I hold grudges. I remember everybody's name. I haven't even said the real names. You're out there. I haven't said the real names of the people that did me dirty.
Oh,
but I keep receipts. I hold grudges. I don't let it consume me in a negative way, but I use it as motivation
for sure.
So, what's your less than 1% story?
Boy, I knew you were going to ask that, but this is let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right. So let me tell you a little bit about who I am.
Yeah,
and that'll give you the essence of this story making sense. So I'm a doctor of public health.
Yeah.
I focus on preventative medicine. My wife is a pulmonary critical care specialist, so she focuses on treating patients as they are, as they come. More of the reactive. I'm more of the proactive, that public health side where we're teaching people how to prevent things from happening. And so I've always envisioned myself in healthcare. That is the baseline for this story. I have always envisioned myself in healthcare. From a young child to an adult man today, I've always envisioned myself. And in college, I said, I'm not sure what my trajectory is going to be at this time, but I want to enroll in pre-med courses because I feel like that is the safest way for me to get involved in the sciences, involved in, organic chemistry, biology, gen chem, just understanding the human body. And we'll see where it goes from there. So I took gen chem, I took gen bio. Good, we're good. And by the way, right, I had been an A student all my life. My parents from the Caribbean.
And you had no choice, by the way.
I had no choice.
You had no choice, but we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that. My parents from the Caribbean. My mother's father, my grandfather, he was an educator. My mother was an educator. So my family did not play when it came to getting an education. So I'm making these good grades, and then organic chemistry comes around. That's my second year of college. Now, organic chemistry was different. You had chirality, all these shapes, all these molecules, things I didn't really understand off the rip. And so, unfortunately, right, Moo? I got a C+, but I still got a C in organic chemistry. Mind you, this is my first C that of my life. And this is something else we can talk about. Don't let your education define who you are.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, and that's 100%. A whole different conversation. But at that time, I was known by my grades. I was known by my education, by my capacity to succeed, and in that realm. And my organic chemistry professor, he pulls me aside. Didn't pull anybody else aside, but he pulls me aside. Mind you, I was the only one of me.
Yes.
Okay. You don't belong in healthcare. You should never pursue healthcare. As a matter of fact, if I were you, I'd strongly reconsider your goals.
Wow.
I see what you're trying to do, but it won't be done. And I didn't know what to think. I felt like I had just gotten shot with a high power caliber.
Yeah, right. Shattered dreams.
Shattered dreams. For me to have these high goals, high aspirations, and then my teacher for organic chemistry tell me that you don't belong.
Right.
That really just confused me. I remember I told my mother immediately. She was ready to go to the school the next day and fight, And that was my less than 1% moment, because when someone told me that I couldn't, oh boy, did that motivate me.
Yeah.
If you want anybody to really, really try, tell them that you can't.
Yep.
Tell them that you can't. And I remember I did face some doubt. I did face some, reflection. But it came to the point where I'm just like, nah, man, I can. And I'm going to show you. And not only am I successful in my career in my field, I have since emailed, said, professor, and just said, I got this job today. 5 years later, I got this job today. I'm just sending him my resume.
Did they respond?
They stopped.
Yeah.
After some time, they stopped. But it's one of those things where, I've exceeded all my expectations.
Yeah.
And I've continued to grow bigger than my dreams. And so my less than 1% moment really came when this professor, let's call him Dr. Jack. When Dr. Jack said, Michael, you're just not him. You're not that guy. I did take that personal. It was personal to me, and I made sure to make the best story out of it.
But see, that's the thing. My best moment today is when you walked in and you said Barry O'Shea.
Yeah,
because obviously you read the book, and that's what really, through my journey, I wasn't so much angry, a little bit, because anger is my base energy. But it's just like, how many other people, are not able to navigate that misjudgment? How many other people get that box built for them, and they say, you know what, that's cool. That's cool. I tell my son and my daughter both want to pursue medicine. And they've had some bumps and bruises along the way. And I said, listen, you have to understand, go out and talk to doctors, because there are a lot of doctors out there. There's a lot of professionals out there. There's a lot of people in sports out there that failed at some point, that didn't achieve it at some point. So don't take that one moment and build a box for yourself, because we're wired the same way. So my basic energy is anger. I don't feel like anger is your base energy.
No.
Yeah, you're more like excitement, positivity. That's the vibe you give me.
You're right on. You're right on. I mean, it's funny that you say that, because I can get angry, but my anger is more like irritation, if that makes sense. It's not like true anger. Yeah. But I would somehow take that irritation and then find a positive way to fold that.
Somebody said something about we have. I think we were connected, obviously, online. But I think we have a connection, meaning that this person knows that person.
Right.
And I heard a story about someone.
Okay.
They happen to have your name.
Oh, I want to hear the story.
They said you went to an event, big time event.
Okay.
You weren't invited.
Okay.
You just showed up.
Yeah.
And you had a mic. And you just started interviewing anybody that would talk to you.
Is that true? That sounds like, yeah.
So you're just like, I'm gonna make my own building.
Yeah.
So what's the energy behind that? What is, like, I've talked to you a little bit later on about superpowers. Yeah. That's something I believe in, but
for sure.
What makes you go out on a limb, try to do something different, try to be in spaces that maybe even you believe that are going to be difficult for you to get in?
So for me, I just look at life as, let's have fun. Let's have fun. I grew up in a very strict household. Fun was not a thing. Learning and reading and going to school and making sure you were on top of your game for education was always a thing. But the personality I always had was, let's just make the best out of it. And I think that's where that mindset shift comes into how I am. Just making the best out of whatever situation. So if there's an event, if there's a gathering, I'm going to be in the mix. I'm going to be meeting the people. I'm going to be smiling like I am now. I'm going to be having fun. But in that having fun, it's because I'm making the best out of that situation. And I've also looked at that as just like, sometimes doors are closed. I could tell you so many stories where doors were closed and I was not invited to said event. I was not invited to said workshop, said opportunity, but I said, I want to go.
That door closing thing is weird. Like, we talked a little bit about in my role, and not just the podcast and the book, but in my role in healthcare, if somebody asks me for help, if you're out there, you need help, call me. I'll try. I mean, it doesn't always work out, but I do feel like in other industries, those doors are closed. And, I've found situations where people who were considered good friends that were in the industry or in a different industry, sometimes I wasn't cool enough to be in that room with them or in that room with them. It was okay when we were one-on-one, but no. What do you I just don't think that's the best way to get great, to achieve greatnch. But what do you think those people are, when they lock you out, what's the mindset there?
I feel like, a lot of those people, they're just used to cliques. They're used to circuit closed groups. Yeah. Closed thinking. The mentality that you don't belong because you're not one of us. You don't have that status, that mentality, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, I think that whatever is going on through their minds, as it relates to me, as it pertains to me, it's more of a, sometimes do they know what they're doing? Do they know that the ignorance is showing? Do they know that they're being more closed-minded than not? Because, again, when you have people who share collective mentality, sometimes you forget that the mentality that you're sharing is not the one that is going to help and benefit others, because you're just so used to a closed mentality. And, I mean, as you mentioned, there are people in the industry, in different industries, right, that, you don't look like one of us. Why are you here? Why are you applying for this job? Why are you trying to be successful in this realm? You don't belong. But let me ask you, what is it about me that I don't belong? Is it because I don't look like one of you, sound like one of you, act like one of you. My resume doesn't look like yours. But is it about my skill set? Like, what is it?
Yeah.
Oh, you just don't fit in. Well, I'm here to say, fitting in, and that's what I love about your book. Shout out to the Less Than 1%. It's really about thinking different. That's how you get to your success point. As you said, it's not about thinking the same, because if everyone always thinks the same,
Man,
you're just gonna have a bunch of people walking around like ducks,
lemmings off the cliff.
just looking like sheep in the yard, just doing the same thing. So I'm not even sure if I answered your question.
Yeah, no,
I'm not even sure. I kind of went off on a tangent, but when it comes to just how people think, I always look at those people who might think differently in the sense that they're trying to shut me or others out. Sometimes I just, hey, this is blissful ignorance, or maybe you're just woefully ignorant. But at the same time, do I let that bother me?
Yeah.
No. You know, I'll find a door, and if I can't find one, I'm going to make a door.
Okay, so you said something that shocked me.
Okay.
And I don't know if you're being truthful.
Okay.
You said that you achieved greater than you thought you would. But I am skeptical that you have dreams that you're not sharing. Or is there so
all right, I'll be transparent. I'll be transparent.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let you know. When I say I achieved more than I ever thought I would, when I was in college, my goal was I want to be a doctor.
Got it.
Period. I did my master's degree. My goal became doctor in healthcare.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got my doctorate of health in healthcare. And my goal was always to be someone who's a leader, someone who's a trailblazer, someone who's an advocate and a you could just say an educator, not an influencer, an educator, right?
Yeah.
But I have achieved all those goals to nth degrees because I don't want to go into every detail on the podcast, but I have groups that I have never thought in my wildest dreams say, hey, I want you to speak at this event.
That's amazing.
I have celebrities that I looked up to growing up saying, can you speak on my show or can you speak at my event? I have organizations that have really high people in their ranks is saying, hey, come talk to our guys, come talk to, or come spend time with us at XYZ. And it's just like whatever dream I had before
is now.
I guess I could say it's just getting bigger.
So by the way,
yes,
thank you for being on the podcast.
Yes.
I know your time is precious, and
yes,
everybody,
I got time for you. I got time for you. I got time for you, man.
I appreciate that because I do think there's a certain subset of individuals that love Less Than 1% that come on, and we've had amazing guests, but all of them have the same theme, which is that I think in their heart of hearts they feel that that grind, like you said, that even LaDainian Tomlinson, Hall of Famer, you can still see that he wants to impact beyond, even greater than what he's doing now.
Right.
So 20 years from now, right? So you're doing all the work, but 20 years from now, you're going to look back and say, I have accomplished what I set out to accomplish in the world. What would those things be?
So I believe in something called IF, impact factor, something that I just made up right now. IF.
Okay.
Impact factor. And so impact factor says the greatest value that you can leave on this planet is the impact that you were able to have on its people. I also made that up just now. And so
okay.
But
I'm supposed to stay in character. But my man is bringing me out of character.
Well, here's where I'm going with it. I want to be able to say 20 years from now, the impact that I have on public health narratives, the impact I have on individuals being able to know more about disparities, being able to know how they can better advocate for themselves, being able to know about the data that shows and algorithms that are in hospitals or the algorithms that people are trying to fight against because some of them are race-based that are having worse disparity outcomes in systems. I want to be able to have an impact where people can say, he helped us. He advocated for us. He educated us. He fought for us. He inspired us to be the change that we want to see.
Yeah.
The reason I say that is because, as I got into my public health field, I've done community health work. I've done, corporate work in offices, care management work, population health management work, health equity work, you name it, epidemiology work, biostatistical work, but the greatest gift that I feel that I can give others is my words through advocacy, my words through education, and my words through being able to impact, change mindsets. How do we look at the healthcare system differently?
Yeah.
How do we question what's happening in the healthcare system with a different lens? How do we challenge those who are in higher seats in the healthcare system to advocate for those who may not have been advocated before as strongly? How do we encourage patients to understand that they do have the capacity to control some of these narratives, because change can start with them? How do we get people to ask questions that they haven't asked before, or to just take a step back?
Yeah. I think
back.
I think every solution can be solved if you look at things differently. And I think the solutions that we get stuck on are the ones that we just constantly bang our head around. Let's do it the same exact way.
Right.
Which I think for me in this sort of provider space, people always wonder, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? And I said, because I want to be in spaces where other problems have been solved that healthcare is still struggling with.
Right.
So, I write about Coach McKillop.
Okay,
Coach
McKillop.
No, we're not going there yet.
Coach McKillop, yep. Steph Curry.
If you look at Steph Curry, and Steph's in the book. I love you, Steph. But Steph's amazing, and he's brilliant, and he's in my top 5. He's in my top 5,
Same.
which people argue and I'm like, no, he definitely is in my top 5. But along the way, he's had some people that really fundamentally believe in him, and shooting the shots that he shoots. No, some people don't get that opportunity. He maximized it, but some people just don't get it.
Right.
Is there a Coach McKillop in your life where you say, this is this one person that believed in me so profoundly, or that moved me to another level, and maybe almost like you didn't deserve it, right? Like when sometimes I think there are people out there that give us a hand up or a help up, or pull us up, that maybe we didn't think we even deserved. Who's that person for you?
Boy. So I want to say my mother. She has always believed in me. I am her only child. And so
You're spoiled.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
But she really just wanted to always see me be the best version of me. And so, there were times when I may have been discouraged, or I may have not seen a path as clearly as she saw it. But she always said, block out the noise.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what others tell you. Worry about what I tell you. You can.
Yeah.
That sort of thing, Don't worry about what other people say. And, from undergrad to my grad school to even my doctorate program, she was just always my biggest cheerleader.
That's amazing.
Always my biggest cheerleader. My dad was my, he fought hard for me too, celebrated me, but my mom really just,
Yeah.
Well,
listen, I know you have Caribbean parents.
Yes.
And so, you talk about, Caribbean parents are different. I remember I had that moment in medical school. This is with this professor that was just being a jerk. I mean, I think he was trying to motivate me, but he said, hey, you need a 3.8 to go to medical school. And I'm like, I have a 4.0. You need to volunteer. I'm like, I've been volunteering twice a week.
Right.
He went through this list of things that I was doing. Then he said, no, I'm not sure. Because, you had to get the advisor to sign off.
Yeah.
And I went, I'm devastated. And back then, you had to put the coin in the thing, but I didn't have no coin. So I'm dialing 0. Here's a number, dialing collect.
Right. Yeah.
And I called my dad, collect, and I said, hey, I want to talk to you. And he said, okay, what's going on?
Yeah.
I said, I think this guy doesn't want me to go to medical school. Because he's he's putting roadblocks and everything. And then so I'm like, what do you think? And he hung up. And I said, okay. So now, you can't, it's a collect call. So a couple of weeks later, I called back. Dad, I'm collect, man. What's going on? He said, listen, if he doesn't want you to be a doctor and you think that's true, then don't be a doctor. Be a lawyer, be a dentist, be a pharmacist, do something. But don't call me and complain about what you can't do. And I was devastated at first. So the minute that happened, I went and went in the process of taking the LSAT, the DAT, all the different things. And then, so I did that and I went back to the professor and he said, well, why are you back? And I said, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to medical school with or without you. So either you can sign off on this thing or not. And he signed it.
Wow. Wow.
So, I mean, I think the Caribbean parent is a different kind of parent. They're not, I don't know what book they read, but it's not the book of love and caressing. And
it's not always soft energy.
Let me see how Caribbean is. Okay.
You ready?
So you make a mistake at home. You're young.
Okay.
And you start crying before you get the
don't cry about it. I'm gonna give you something to cry about.
The Caribbean way.
Man, I'm going to listen.
You're crying? Boy. I'm gonna give you something to cry about.
Boy. Yeah, man. They're there. You okay?
Yeah. No.
What is that?
Yeah. So you okay, so I asked this to everybody.
Sure.
And we don't share before the show.
Yeah, no, we didn't know sharing. I wanted to share so many things, but I couldn't. I had to keep it in. Hey, know me, I talk a lot.
But I want to it's something we ask every guest.
Okay.
So I believe that everybody has a superpower.
I brought my cape.
Yeah, I don't believe in, the whole leadership development style of the past is like, where are you weak? And let's support you through your weaknesses. I believe that you got to go with somebody's strength and they got to dive into that strength. And that's how you change the world, right? So like my superpower is relentlessness. I'm just relentless. Like, I'm short, I'm ugly, but I can still grind, But what would you say your superpower is?
Consistency. And that's not to copy, because relentlessness and consistency,
close.
They're close, but they're different. As you said, relentlessness is this grit, this I'm going to get the job done no matter what. But for me, consistency is I'm showing up every day in small chunks, just small, but I'm showing up. I'm not stopping my path or journey or progress. And the reason I say consistency is because throughout my life, when I just reflect, I'm just like, wow, I did everything that if I'm saying I'm going to do it, I'm going to get it done. But because I'm consistent, like I have so many goals for this year and I've started already working towards those goals, but it's not like I'm doing everything at once, but I'm always doing things in small bits and pieces. And I'd say that's my superpower because at the end of the day, when it comes to goals, dreams, as we said, or just having this overarching idea of, can you get it done? Yes, I can, because I'm consistent. And consistency is taking me through school, it's taking me through life, it's taking me through my career, it's taking me through a lot of the ability that I am able to just harness for this powerful outcome of progress. It's consistency. It's my superpower.
So I don't want to disagree with you.
Okay.
But I do want to push you a little bit.
Push me.
I think if it's not a close second.
Okay.
So let's stick with your number one.
Okay.
I just sense that energy is your superpower. Your energy, and when I mean, you have a. I'm not a big aura person. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not
coming in with the.
Yeah, I'm not coming in with the little. But I do sense the energy that you have that I think you bring, and it's interesting. Jordan, like if you consume him, go on. I prefer Instagram. Go on Instagram. You can just type in his name, Michael Forde. You'll see him. But your energy that you bring to just your content, it's the same energy that you brought even before you got on camera.
That is true.
So
that is true.
That doesn't always happen. You might meet somebody and they're like, hey, like Marty. Marty, we talked to Mark out there, and I was like, okay. And then once the podcast gets started, like he was just like, we talked for 3 hours. He was like doing a Joe Rogan podcast.
Wow.
But he was just so deep. But he didn't want to let me in that world right off the bat. Right.
Okay.
Over time we sort of gelled. But I sense that you're open and your energy is.
I'll tell you this, Moon. I'll tell you this. You have me thinking differently now. you got me thinking differently now because, I'll explain why I said consistency. Now my mind is open even more. Consistency is what got me here through life. Like, and I don't mean to sound cocky. I don't want to sound anti-humble. But if you tell me, Michael, I need this done, I'm gonna get it done.
Yeah.
If you tell me 5 years from now, I need to have X, Y, and Z in order, it's gonna be done. Not because I'm relentless in the sense that I have this big boy grit energy, but it's just I'll find a way. And that's really how I'm even here today. Anything that I do, I'm just like, hey, I'm going to be consistent with it. But to that point, energy, it's just I don't think I've thought about it enough. It is true because my personality is who I am off camera. That on and off, I'm the same person. And you know what? Let's go even deeper. Energy is the, let's say that's the overarching umbrella.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking now like my communication style.
Yeah, so to your point, you're going in the same direction. So to me, energy, and I have to describe what I mean by that. Energy is not something that just stays within you.
Okay.
It's emanated. So even when you interview people, when you talk to people, when I see you interacting with people,
right.
When they change because of your energy, that's what energy is, right? Like energy just doesn't mean like, hey, I'm a... But you're able to change people just by them being in your presence. That's different. And by the way, don't worry about cocky. Like Deion Sanders says, cocky is your problem. Confidence is what I do. Like if you interpret it that way, that's on you. I don't ever. When I walk in, listen, I play basketball. I'm little. I wake up.
What position were you in basketball?
Point guard.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like I'm 6'7". I woke up this morning. I'm like, I'm ducking under the.
Don't say 6'7".
6'7". Oh yeah, I can't say. I can't 6'7". Right. My daughter hit the free throw to go to 67, and the kids in the crowd were crazy. Okay, so we have something on this show. That's different. I didn't warn you about it, so I apologize. We want to verify.
Okay.
So we want you, if you're willing to, call somebody.
I have my mom. I can call my mom.
Yeah. Or whoever. We believe that this is a...
Ooh, I can hear myself.
Yeah. Crazy. It's like we're in the studio. Microphone check.
You got some bars? You got some bars?
Oh, what you mean?
For real?
Well, I was supposed to... Well,
okay, come on.
My first dream was to be a rapper.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I got bars too. Don't sleep. Stay awake.
A lot of my bars need to be bleeped out, though.
We'll put that on the extended podcast.
Yeah.
All right. We'll have a battle after this.
We should. I'm so down. I'm not joking. Have you ever had a battle on less than 1%?
Never.
Let's do it.
Never.
Let's do it. You can cut it out.
Well, we don't have to do a battle. We'll let you rap.
No, let's do it together. What is this? What am I doing by myself? It's not a poetry contest for me.
That's funny.
No. All right. Oh, it's ringing. That's cool.
Hello, Mikey.
Hey, Mom, you're on a podcast. You want to introduce yourself, Mom?
Yeah. Hi, Mom. How you doing? This is Imamu Tomlinson, and I have your son on this podcast. And by the way, you did a magnificent job raising him.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. And we've been joking. My parents are Jamaican, so we've been joking about the Caribbean child experience, and so.
Okay.
But there's a question, so I won't take a lot of your time. We have a question that we ask every person that's been on this podcast, and we ask them, what's your superpower? What is that thing that you bring to the world that no one else can bring and has allowed you to be as successful as you've been? And he gave us an answer, and we want to verify. We want to see what you think his superpower is.
I think determination.
Determination.
Okay.
Persistence. Determination. Yes, sir.
Persistent determination. Okay.
That's amazing. You're right on. You what you identified as his superpower is what he identified also.
Okay, interesting.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much for looking out for him. Thank you for making him comfortable. He was telling me what a wonderful job you've done, and he hadn't even met you yet.
Oh, so we're kindred spirits. I mean, as soon as I met him, I was like, this was supposed to happen. So.
Oh, this is so nice. I appreciate you so very much.
No, thank you.
And thank you so much for going out of your way to make him comfortable.
Yes. All right,
Mom. I love you. I'll talk to you later, okay?
I love you too, sweetheart.
All right. Bye.
Thank you, sir, again for your help. We appreciate you a lot.
No, thank you. Good talking to you.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
That's amazing.
Yeah. She said persistence,
Yeah.
and determination, and then persistent determination, right? And I'm like, they're all in the same pot. They're all in the same pot. But
I think,
what are your thoughts on that?
I think, because we get seen in different lights by different people.
For sure.
I think that I think it's the same thing. I actually think that you're consistent. What you're calling consistent is how you show up. But I think she's talking about the way you get to the point where you show up. Right. She's seen that grind.
I like that. Yeah,
she's seen that grind behind the scenes. We're seeing, the end product, and that's consistent. But to get to that end product, I mean, we all got bad days. We all got good days, and I'm struck by the way whoever people call Jordan, the way they interact with us because of how much they care about you. Instantly, I'm in the family. She's like, "Oh, I love you. I appreciate you. You're doing so much." I'm like, "Well, you don't even know what I do." So she obviously, you guys.
I know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to Big Dog. I'm talking to Moo.
No.
I did my research. I did my link. Start on LinkedIn. Start on Google. Then you read. Then you read his book. Listen, read his book, guys. Less than 1%. You can't go wrong. I really enjoyed your book.
Thank you. Yeah. So tell me. I want to ask you about that. So what did you? What was your favorite, or what did you enjoy, or what did you take away from it?
So many things. I really loved the concept that when people tell you that you can't do something, it will motivate you sometimes greater than when someone tells you that you can do something. I like you sharing. I like your experiences. Sharing like Usain Bolt's story, and how him being tall, right? That's a paradox.
Yes.
Him being tall and then winning Olympic medals. Running is not supposed to be meant for the tall.
Yeah, especially the short distance stuff.
The short distance, but he's able to succeed in that response. Or you have some people who are shorter.
Yeah.
That are just shooting lights out, and high scorers like Curry.
Yeah.
Who's ranked, I can't remember the exact number,
256,
but 256.
Depending on which service.
Right. One of the best NBA superstars in history, in my book. Yeah. I've seen Steph Curry play once in D.C. and snuck down to the front. Got to see him before security pulled me away.
Yeah.
And I was just in awe because he really is that guy.
Yeah.
He really is that guy. And just so this narrative that, statistics, I love in your book, statistics and data tells you what is possible. But it doesn't really account for the paradoxes. It doesn't really count,
Yeah, and it's I think it's an interesting time because I'm working on the next book, and it's an interesting time, and you're in that world. I mean, the idea of, and I think if you look historically, Michael Jordan, right, doesn't get paid until almost his third championships when he signed that big contract.
Yeah.
Wayne Gretzky. I mean, we can look at healthcare. A lot of times it was at the end of your career where you finally got that big boost of pay or accolades or whatever. And we're in a time now where, through social media and other venues, you can actually be super important even before you have achieved necessarily. And Joel and I talked about that on his podcast, right? Yeah. I mean, Joel, I'm on a panel with Joel, and they're asking Joel about Medicare. I'm like, bro, you ain't even billed Medicare yet. How do you know, right? Like, so, I mean, I think just, I think the world has changed in a positive way. I don't think it's a negative way, but I think that now how you navigate that is very different because you can have a voice and be building your goals at the same time, which I think is a very different, again, as an Xer, you got to the gold and then you had a voice. And so I think that's I'm interested to try to write about that.
Are you able to talk about your next book? Or
Yeah,
can't-
I'll tell you. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
what's-
the next book. Okay, first of all, one of the best moments in my life.
Yeah.
It happened recently. Malcolm Gladwell read my book.
Oh,
And he gave me feedback.
okay.
And I was waiting because you can't take it back once you write it. And he loved it. He loved it. And so and the reason that was important is that that's what I write. Like for me, I write about things in society, things in the world that are wrong, and this is how they could potentially be different, right? And so that's so I'm a Malcolm Gladwell disciple. So that leads you to my next book,
Right.
which is right now the working title is called Almost.
Sounds like a sermon.
And
Sounds like
it's-
you're about to be preaching.
I'm struggling with two different subtitles,
Okay.
which is one is The Other Side of Winning, and the other one is Small Things Matter. And really what I want to look at is how on career trajectories, life trajectories, industries, small little things that are insignificant change the entire course of careers, course of industries. And the assumption is when you win, that you've done all those things correct.
Right.
And when you lose, that you've done them wrong. But the truth is that they're so close. Roger Federer was one of my favorite tennis players of all time. I mean, Roger is just smooth. Like, Roger looked like he's supposed to be. I'm like, Roger, do you sweat? You know what I mean? You had John McEnroe that was crazy.
Yeah.
Yvonne Lendl that was like godly. You had Martina Navratilova that was just a worker. You had all these great tennis players. He would just be so smooth. But one of the greatest tennis players of all time, Roger only won 54% of his points.
Wow.
54%. Right? So you look at that, you're like, you're the best of all time, and you barely win every other point. And I think that's what our kids, that's what people in society don't understand. They, to your point, they go through our organic chemistry and they fail, or they get a C and they're like, oh no, well that's not for me. But no, you know how many docs got a C? Bro, it's a lot of them, bro.
Some, I'm just saying, some of them don't even do pre-med.
Yeah.
History, music, other arts.
Yeah.
And
So that's what the next book is about. And
I love that.
Trying
They pre-order it. I
Yeah.
pre-order it today.
No, I appreciate it. It'll probably. My goal is to finish it by mid-year. I'm falling behind, but
I like that idea. I mean, I like the first subtitle or the first subheader really spoke to me because I think you said the other side of winning.
the other side of
Something just draws me to it a little bit more because we always talk about winning. Like, look at the champion, look at the great, what's the other side? And the other when those three words, the other side, immediately makes me think of, there's more to the story.
There's more story.
But just looking at an iceberg, right? The top of the iceberg, people see it's glorious, it's magnificent, it's beautiful, but they don't see how far it goes beyond the ocean.
Yeah.
And sometimes the deeper you get, the more rigid the ice looks. It's not as beautiful. Sometimes it's jagged edges. It's beat up pieces of ice. And so it's like people only see the finished product, as you said.
Yeah.
What's the other side looking like? So I feel like it'd be interesting.
I think we leave out. I mean, I guess that's my general theme for everything. I mean, in Less Than 1%, I talk about we leave out greatness because we're just looking at people inside those boxes.
Right,
but
right.
In Almost, I want to really focus on greatness where they don't win. Second, third, fourth place, fifth place, second biggest company, third biggest company. Like, we just focus on the top one, and we think that that's the only place greatness resides. But there's greatness everywhere. And how much better would the world be if we're able to look all over for that greatness?
You know what? I love this so much because. So I watched a clip on Instagram the other day, and it was Mark Henry, former WWE champ, world strongman.
Yeah.
Also Olympian, yeah.
Yeah, Olympian, great guy. And he's talking about how his son right now is, I think, in Texas, competing for some type of strongman or weightlifting competition. I can't remember the exact competition, but his son is always like doing his thing, succeeding. And Mark was saying, my thing is, I don't want him necessarily to always be the best in the sense of always coming out in number one. I just want him to work the best.
Yeah.
I just want him to work the hardest because the chances are, if you have that mentality of working the hardest and trying to be your version of the best,
Yes.
you will get to the best point. But it starts with just that work ethic and just trying to take who you are and character and just pushing yourself. And it's amazing because when you think about it, even if his son got second place, his son is still better than whatever percentage of the people that he's competing against. So it still puts him in a high category. So even if you're always not coming out as number one, there's always another side that says your character got you and the grit that you had got you to a point where you're still coming out on some sense of top, right?
And winning. And what started me down this path for this book was a study I read on Olympic athletes, and they looked at the happiest Olympic athletes, and then also the ones that were the saddest.
Really?
And of course, the happiest are the people who win. Right? You get a gold medal. You're running for your country, or you're swimming for your country. That's the ones who are the happiest. Who's the next happiest?
Second place, I'm assuming.
Third place.
Makes sense.
Third place is the most happy. Or it's the second most happy because they, just got on the podium.
Right.
Because the thing that you compare yourself to in third is fourth. And fourth, you didn't exist.
Yeah.
You weren't even there.
Yeah.
The most unhappy is second place.
Yeah.
Because you almost made it.
They're thinking, I could have, oh my God, I was this close.
I was this close.
This close to get
I was this close.
Place. Yeah.
Right. And so that's the way society responds, right? If you win a championship, like, greatest of all time, all these debates, LeBron, well, if you win a championship, all of a sudden you're way better than you really were.
Right.
I mean, especially in a team sport. What are you talking about? My daughter's record is like 4-12 at Boston College. They're not a great team. But does that mean that she's performing worse than someone who's on a great team that's not doing as well, right? So our mindset is about this winning mentality, and I think what it does, think about feudal times or back in the day, or when we first started as human beings, right? You weren't worried about winning. If your job was to catch fish, you went and caught fish. If you caught 8, you might get a couple high fives, but if the village needed 10. And you caught 2. Well, you were instrumental. Because the person winning 8, as you caught 8 fish, was still short. So it's just that mentality.
Right. It actually reminds me of that same study, right? I think I did come across a video speaking on it because that second place mentality.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you did well, but because you weren't first place.
Yes.
Now you're almost undermining the efforts that took you to second place.
Yeah, you start to...
Well, go ahead. Saying second place is the first loser.
Yes.
Right? Like already that's...
Yeah, which is the title of this. Which is the title of that chapter, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I think it's... so you also wrote a book. We talked about that pre-show.
Yeah.
So tell people about that book and where they can get it. And
Sure.
But I want to know what it's about. We didn't really talk about what it was about.
We can... All of it's about to come out. So the backstory was I was in my master's program. And so I graduated from school at 19, from college at 19.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's different.
It's different.
You're a savant.
Something like that. Yeah. And so I went from college to my master's program. And then during my master's program, I said, writing a book's on my to-do list. I've always wanted to do it. And I think before I mentioned, there are people who are like, why would you do it? You don't have the time for it. No one's going to read it. Wasting your time. And it's funny because you talk about energy and just even the good energy, good vibes, and just being able to connect with people. This same energy can attract a lot of toxic people who really like, let's burst his bubble. Let's, put cold water on his flame. And so I said, no, I'm going to do it. And so I didn't know where to begin, but I took out Microsoft Word and started writing. And so the title of the book is Success Begins From Where You Are. It's a very short read. Short read.
I like the title, though.
Thank you.
Yeah, it starts from this point.
It starts from this point.
That's beautiful.
And it really was because, even though I had been successful in my educational pursuits, and even though, I'd always been somebody that, as I say, I kept going. I kept showing up. I always thought like, hey, at the end of the day, when my mom's not talking to me and giving me motivation, if my dad's not talking to me, if no one else is talking to me, I am here. And I'm going to be the person that says, let's keep going, let's keep thriving, let's keep, orchestrating a mindset. But the thing is, how do you pour into you when you're empty?
Yeah, when you
how
got
do you
nothing.
pour, right, when you don't have anything? So this whole concept of success begins from where you are. It's like, okay, I know that I can seek an environment that fosters my best mindset. I know that I can listen to audiobooks, read books that can allow me to be and feel more successful in being the best version of myself. I can even looking at YouTube videos sometimes, and finding out how to block the noise, the news, and the toxicity, and maybe look at YouTube videos that are just more positive, more uplifting.
Yeah.
I love Les Brown, one of my favorite motivational speakers of all time. I listen to a lot of Les Brown books, read a lot of his books. Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People, one of my favorite books. I would just consume that kind of content. So the book is like, how do you be the best version of you with success beginning where you are? And so I put it on Amazon. I did Kindle direct publishing. I think the book itself, now I'm thinking about it, it's about 54 pages. Very short,
Okay,
54
okay.
pages. And, I think I put it for like 99 cents at the time, left it alone, but then I put it for free on Google Play.
Yeah.
Google Books Play. And the last time I checked, it had like way over 50, 60,000 downloads. It was for free. And I was like, wow, this idea that I had, really allowed me to get to the point where other people are able to find some sense of inspiration or motivation for their souls. And so, the book's on Amazon, it's on Google Play. But the whole premise behind me even writing it was this idea that, I wanted to do it. Number one, it was on my to-do list. But I also wanted to give people this idea that, success is not meant for the rich and the famous.
Yeah.
It's not only meant for those who have a name, or maybe their parents had a name before them, right? So they just come along and
Yep.
let me take this success that my parents had, and I'm gonna put, like if there's anything, that's one thing my parents told me. If there's anything that you want to do, you can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it. Actually, you remember the story that your father told you?
Yeah.
I've heard that story so many times in Caribbean families. It's like, if you said you want to do it, it's only you stopping you from being you.
Yeah.
It's another one.
I think writing, there are lots of different reasons, good reasons to write. For me, it's I always joke. Jordan's heard this 76 times. I'm a writer who happens to be a CEO.
Not a CEO, happens to be a writer.
Yeah. And so for me, writing is just my creative. It comes from the rapping days.
Yeah.
And and if you read the book, you know that there's a lot of alliteration and poetry. Kind of, it's not really just straight prose, but different direction. I want to know. So you got energy, consistency.
Yeah.
Your mom is amazing, right? And you have this stern but loving, sort of coming up, right?
Yeah.
But and I want you to be vulnerable. I want you to really dive in deep.
Sure.
What's your kryptonite? What drags you down? What takes you to places that you shouldn't be mentally, spiritually?
Let's go deeper with this, because the answer I'm going to give you is kind of like surface level. I also think as I talk and talk as I think.
Yeah.
Toxic environments that's a kryptonite. Toxic people, toxic places, which goes back to toxic environment. But really, toxic environment, toxic people. But let's stay with toxic people.
Yeah.
Let's stay with toxic people. Okay. I like where this is going. So,
hey, he got ready. Like I was backing up. I was like, "What you got? What you got in your pockets?"
So we talked about energy. You masterfully told me like, "Hey, your superpower is energy."
Yeah.
I'm coming here with good vibes. We're communicating. We're having fun. We're relaxed, enjoying each other's company. But good energy comes with pitfalls. Sometimes you're too kind. Sometimes you're too nice. You're too caring. You're too considerate. Too accommodating. These are all things people have told me. Now, being that I am, somebody who always tries to see the best in people, I have been used. I have been taken advantage of. I have been literally pushed down, right? And so now these toxic people, I have sadly allowed them to enter my life because I have been too considerate. I'm always, this guy, let me just continue to let my light shine, so to speak, because I'm just going to be as kind and loving and just a good person as much as I can, so that this person could reap the benefits, and maybe they'll you always think like maybe they'll get nicer, maybe they'll change their ways, maybe they'll be a little bit more understanding. And I have been burnt so many times by toxic people. So I had mentioned toxic environments, and first, that's where you can find those toxic people, right? Those toxic places. But toxic people, they're my biggest kryptonite because, oh man, when I have dreamt big and I've thought of the biggest goals, every single person who told me no, who told me that I can't do it, they have been a toxic person. People who have, I've opened my doors to them physically, they've come into my home. Now I'm hearing them speaking ill about me. Jealousy is another thing that can happen when you allow toxic people to enter your life. And I say this all to say that very recently, and I'm proud of myself for this, I've started realizing the beauty of boundaries, the beauty of saying no, the beauty of blocking your space. So who you see today is, I've been this person forever. Like, you can ask my middle school classmates about me.
I can see him in elementary school in a suit. I see it right now.
You're not far off. My elementary school teachers, I am the same person. And I'm actually very, it's a beautiful thing because I know a lot of people change.
Yeah.
Some people, they get to different levels in life and they act different. But I'm really I am who I am. But the sad thing is, it's only until recently that I really started blocking my space, and blocking that energy.
And you talk about toxic people. I actually would reframe it just a little for me, is normal people, regular people, or familiar people who become toxic. Right? And, Jordan, What's the number one question that you get from people about the podcast?
Like, why?
Why?
Why? What?
Why are you
doing it?
Yeah.
Oh, you.
To either of us.
Oh,
that's
why
nuts,
not?
right?
Like what is that?
And these are not, tell me, right? These are not, Jordan, they're not toxic people.
No.
They're friends, they're family, and their first instinct is to say, well, why? And so that's and so I think the lesson I'm learning from what you just said, and I talk to my kids about this all the time. We have a line we have two lines. One is hard work is undefeated. It may not come when you want it to come, but it's going to come. So just hard work, just no matter what the outcome is, right?
Right.
The second one is don't let people into your heart. And what it really means is that those people who say crazy things to you, don't let them change you. When I say into your heart, I'm not talking about love.
Right.
I'm talking about don't let them change fundamentally. If you're an energy person and that's what you always bring, don't let someone treat you in such a way that you are not able to bring your energy. Right? It's your kryptonite. You can no longer fly. Right? Because you have kryptonite in your bloodstream. And so, but that's I didn't know you were going to say that, but I knew you were going to say that. You know what I mean? Like that's I think where you get to the toxicity. You got a question?
No, I was gonna say maybe his superpower is consistency.
Yeah.
Like just like he said,
to be able to do that in spite of.
Yeah. No, it's almost like it's a conscious decision to be consistent, right?
It is
because you've already made up your mind.
You flipped it back.
That's crazy.
You flipped it back.
I like that
because it's a conscious decision. Persistence or relentlessness is making the decision in the moment. Something came up, I'm going to push through it.
Well, I'm about to get it. Hold on, let me get up. Let me get off the screen.
Consistency says I'm making a decision no matter what happens.
Wow.
I'm going to do this.
Dropping knowledge.
Right?
I think you're the host now. I'll be the host. I'll be the You're not supposed to outshine me. That was brilliant, though.
Yeah.
Relentlessness, and you're right. My superpower is relentlessness. It's a moment to moment to moment to moment decision, right? I have to decide. Okay.
So you would say, right? Relentlessness will show up if there's an obstacle. That's just. But even you're because it's decision based.
Yeah, but he's going in a different level. I think, which is what you're saying is consistency. Is
no matter what.
No matter what.
You've already made up your mind.
You've
It's an
already.
attitude.
It doesn't matter how much. Sometimes you're consistent. It doesn't require anything, but sometimes you're consistent. It requires a lot because you have the toxic people. Wow,
All right. I like that.
I really like that. Yeah,
I like that.
I get up once in a while.
yeah. I mean, except for the Eagles hat, he's good. Except for the Eagles hat, he's good. Fundamentally, like one of my favorite Malcolm Gladwell books is actually. It's between Outliers and David and Goliath. I love David and Goliath because I like how he frames the story of David and how the advantages of disadvantages, right?
Right.
But Outliers, there are things about our makeup that aren't necessarily what we or our family have even done, but that are historical, our heritage, our culture.
Right.
And so your family's Caribbean. So you're born here, or you're
born in Brooklyn, New York.
Born in Brooklyn.
Born in Brooklyn.
To
two parents. One, my dad's St. Lucian. Mom's from Dominica, and then I grew up in North Carolina.
Okay, wow. So he's like me. You got all you can't have a football team because you're just everywhere. You're just everywhere. I'm like, and when did they come to America?
19. I would say like late 70s.
Okay.
Late 70s, early
They were
80s.
together or they met here?
So funny enough, they met in the Caribbean. My mom moved to New York. She was a school teacher. My dad wrote letters to her for 4 years, and then they married in 1984.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Do you feel like that your upbringing was different being in a Caribbean household than just say your peers? Because you didn't grow up in the Caribbean.
Oh yeah, for sure. No question.
So if you had to pick sort of one fundamental difference, what would that?
My education was not for conversation.
Wow.
Like you're not here. You're not here telling me I'm not going to study. I'm going to watch TV. You're not doing that. Like education is the backbone of my foundation, which I actually talked about in another, I don't know if it was a podcast or interview, but I've talked about this concept before where, education really became the crux of who I was. So being 16 years old and entering university, doing 3 years of college, doing 4 years in 3 years, graduating at 19, I came to this place of like, who am I? Because all I knew was education. So there has to be a balance, and I feel like transparency, sometimes it didn't feel like there was a balance where my peers were going to, having summer vacations in Disney or going to Six Flags or enjoying summer things, and I was in book club, reading 10 books a week, trying to get whatever certificate that you get for reading those books, or my scholastic aptitude just kept going. So education, no doubt.
You said that, and it was like I can remember. It was like my first game in high school. I scored 44 points. And I was like, went home, like, Mom, I have 44 points. She said, oh, 40, that's great. How are the grades?
Yes, I knew that was going to come.
How are the grades?
Right.
If you
Mercy.
Yeah, if you get a academic accolade in a Caribbean household, I mean, you might get the keys to the city. I mean, I think it's over time now. I think obviously sports are more important. There's a financial windfall they can see, but I think Caribbean parents seem to be focused on that consistency of what education can bring for your life in the future. And remember, I know in Jamaica, a great education is not a given. Like you're fighting for certain high schools. You're you have to get into certain high schools so that you can get that better education so you can continue. You have to fight for that early on to be able to get a scholarship to go to those schools. So
For sure.
So people are watching this podcast. They're going to go find you.
Yeah.
Insta, TikTok.
Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. What's the best way? Just
Dr. Michael H. Forde. I made it simple.
Yeah.
Dr. Michael H. Forde. And hey, if you want to connect on LinkedIn, send me a request. If you want to look at some of my videos, because I do a lot of videos talking about medical history, medicine today, algorithms and the systems and things of that nature, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. What message, if you had, it's like the last thing that you did in your life.
Okay.
What would you say to people who are looking at this podcast? Remember, people who are digesting this podcast.
Right.
They love that less than 1% mindset. So what would you leave them with?
Give me some time to think about it.
Yeah.
Give me some time to think about it. The last message that I would leave someone. Okay. I got it. It is okay to fail forward. It is okay to fail forward. We have this concept today that failure can be looked down upon. Failure can be associated with less than, in a negative sense. You are less than what is appropriate for standards of success, right? But failing forward, I love this idea because you can be given the permission to say that I didn't make it today, but I can get up, try again, and make it tomorrow. There's so many people, Jordan, Oprah, oh man, I can go down the list, Steph, Westbrook even, that were told by their peers, colleagues, even family members, I don't think this is for you. Try something else.
And had bad outcomes. Not just being told, they had bad outcomes.
They had bad outcomes. They failed. They failed in their own sense, but they kept going. And I think if I were to tell somebody, if this is my last words, keep going, fail forward. Don't fail and then stop and become stagnant, because when you're stagnant, you stop moving. Nothing happens in stagnancy. But through forward momentum, you can truly get to uncover things that you may not have been able to uncover before, discover things that you may not have been able to discover before. If I, for example, had never failed forward and let's say I failed and I'm like, oh, that's it. I gotta see, I guess I gotta go into something else. Healthcare is not for me. I'd not be here today. I would not talk to you right now.
100%.
You understand? It's okay to fail forward.
I love that. I mean, you've in one phrase described my entire career. But no, I think that to keep going, it's not easy. And I think people are out there that struggle through something, or whether it's a career thing or if it's a life thing, or you're battling with cancer or whatever. The idea is just keep moving forward, keep grinding. I think that's brilliant. Yeah, that's great, man.
That actually used to be my slogan at one point: "Keep moving forward." FORDE.
Oh,
yeah.
Man, he's got all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. That was my Instagram page before.
I know that you have it already.
Oh,
but
man.
I did. You got a signed copy.
This is awesome. Man, can I open it?
Yeah. Open it.
Open it on camera.
I got the.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I got it signed for you in there.
Appreciate that. I got to show the camera. I got to show the people.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Thank you so much, Moo. Now you will see this on my bookshelf when I do my videos.
Oh, all right.
You'll see that I have every book I read, I place it on the bookshelf.
Oh, that's awesome.
So people,
I appreciate you.
I love that.
Listen, I do appreciate you. I know coming out here, and I appreciate your time and thank you for coming on the show. And I want to encourage you. I know you don't need it. But I want to encourage you to continue to have the impact you're having. You are making a difference. I mean, even the way that we met each other was
Yeah.
through the difference you were making. And so keep grinding. And I don't know what's next for you, but we have a habit.
Yes.
We have a habit. And I mean, I don't know if this is confidence or overconfidence, but we tend to have people on the show like right before they blow up, like Demola and some others that, you know, I always joke with Demola. I know you're out there. If I met Demola now, the violinist, I mean, he wouldn't even talk to me. But we met at a time where he was just coming up, and so anyway, appreciate you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Always, man.
Yes, sir.
Always. Always. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
You are the less than 1%.